Welcome. Today I'm going to go through the NetSuite solution for project and portfolio management. A little bit about myself. My name is Ryan Lazaro. I'm a senior solution consultant here at NetSuite. I've been at NetSuite now about 4.5 years, but I've been working in the advertising and media space for the last 20 years. I've worked for companies like Initiative, TBWA, Chiat Day, MediaOcean, IPG, and of course now I'm currently at Oracle and NetSuite. What I want to do is go through a brief agenda of the next few minutes, what we're going to cover within this short demonstration. Basically what the industry solution is, the common challenges and solutions that are out there, and leading practices and demonstration, and how ultimately this will impact your business. Well, NetSuite is built for agencies. You can see the various focus that we have as far as vertical. Our vertical, specifically the advertising vertical, is just one of many verticals within NetSuite, but everybody that works within this vertical specifically works on advertising agencies. The specific functionality associated with it, we have some process areas here that are listed. You can see the various ones. Today we're going to have a focus on project management. It does overlap with other process areas, so if I don't cover much about resource management or some of the others here, there are subsequent videos that will allow you to see the value that NetSuite presents for those particular process areas. Some of the leading clients in the area, some of the references we have, you can see to the right here. Now, project and portfolio management. What I wanted to do is just break this up into a couple of windows here. One of them being a consistent methodology, having consistent data, having the visibility into your projects, as well as being able to calculate your budgets, have real-time visibility into that, and ultimately have estimate versioning so that you could report across all of your estimates. So let's talk about consistent methodology. The challenges in the industry today. Well, most of the challenges that you run into are just people working in multiple environments, disparate systems that do not talk to one another. And so there's really no common methodology or one consistent version of the truth. Well, the solutions out there NetSuite brings to the table is a suite of products all operating on one database. So you have one version of the truth. In addition to that, you want to be consistent, right? You want to reinvent the wheel. So if you worked on online banner ads in the past and you're doing that on a regular basis, you want to be able to have a starting point. You've already had learnings from other work that you've done, so you want to templatize that. You want to be able to leverage everything you've done historically, bring it forward into the present time so that you can make a more efficient process work for you. That's exactly what NetSuite's going to be able to provide you with. Now, consistent data, right? What are the challenges around having consistent data? You know, people are working in multiple systems, rekeying in information, no consolidated reporting because of the defragmented solutions that are out there. Again, having that one version of the truth, that one unified database is going to eliminate the rekeying of any data. Any other manual entry that you'd have to do that would be redundant. Right? It's going to give you the ability to have proactive decision making because everything's happening in real time, and it's one version of the truth. One client record is being added, and you never have to add it again. Now, as far as project visibility, right, being able to track, being able to have a mobile application and a mobile device, getting push notifications when you've reached budget or when you're getting close to reaching budget, or for when there's a milestone that may be tracking behind or it's going to be overdue. Any of those action items that are critical to the success of any project you're going to be able to be proactive about those because you're going to have real-time alerts on your dashboards as well as push notifications on your mobile device. And then lastly, just being able to produce estimates, right? The challenge is not being, manual calculations, things disconnected from a centralized system. Well, NetSuite's going to give you the ability to automate your calculations, all right, and also have that full built-in analysis. In other words, you're going to be able to report across all of your different estimate versions and understand how a project has changed over time from the original estimate to the final version to the actualized estimate. Okay, so a little bit about the process flow and the leading practices we've seen from the plus 300 clients, 300 agency clients we have at this particular point. So, project management, understanding your estimate, that it's versioning, that you have a project that's out there it's basically your job jacket. You're going to be able to have a template. If you are someone who builds out a schedule or it calls for that, maybe it's a long project over a year or 2 years, or maybe it's a very short project that's happening in the next couple of days. You don't need to build out a schedule. The flexibility exists that you can or you don't have to. If you do have to do some repetitive work, you can start from a template so you're not missing the curve and you're definitely being more efficient in that realm. All right, so you can build out a work breakdown structure if you need to, with all the predecessor relationships, with the alerts, letting people know tasks have been completed and moved on. So you're able to manage your schedule in real time. The other thing you'll be able to do, and that's for another video, but ultimately staff your resources and get all of the business intelligence around your resources as far as skill sets, availability, etc. Okay. With that being said, I'm going to go into the system now, and we're going to look at a project manager role and some of the business intelligence that offered from a project and portfolio management. Okay. So let me go ahead now and switch over to the NetSuite environment. And as you can see, I'm signed in at the top here. This is a role-based system. I'm signed in as the project manager, and that's giving me the project manager dashboard. From this dashboard, I can quickly see different reminders, whether it's milestones overdue or any timesheets that I may need to approve out there, or expense reports or purchase orders that are going against my jobs that I need to approve. I'm going to be able to have that visibility there. And as I said earlier, you're also going to be able to see that on your mobile device. I can also drill into a real-time project profitability report. I can drill into a burn report. I can see burn right on my dashboard, both hourly as well as cost, and be able to see your plan versus actual and see the variances. Be able to drill into to a project template and create a new project right from your dashboard. But let's look at the real bells and whistles of a project that's out there today. Okay, so this is just a standard form we use. Again, these forms are completely configurable based on your needs, but we broke them out into primary information, timeline, and actual work that's been done to date. Right. In addition to that, this particular project has a work breakdown structure built out with predecessor relationships, timeline, estimated work, and estimated cost. And again, we have the ability to change the different views that we look at depending on the need. The other thing, right when I talk about centralization on a project, you're able to see all of your related transactions. And we talked a little bit just a second ago about how NetSuite can do your estimate versioning for you. Well, right within NetSuite, right from a project, you can actually create your estimates. You can actually see the reason that they've changed over time and be able to see a complete version control of the estimates. In addition to that, we are a tool that does have parent-child relationships. So for any of you that currently have jobs that, maybe you have 5 different jobs that roll up to a master job over the period of a year, and that year gives you the budget, you're basically burning down with 5 deliverables that contribute to that overall job. We have that complete connection as far as child projects go. For this particular master job for TV ad production here for the department store, you could see that there are 2 sub-child jobs that roll up to that particular job. And again, we talked about how you would estimate from project. Keep in mind all the records have the functions that you can do right within the tool. Now, the other thing is you're able to bring up a dashboard. And every project automatically has this pre-configured dashboard. So when you click on the dashboard, the minute that you've set up a project in the system, you're going to be able to see the different elements. Now, this would all be blank if you just set it up, but as the transactions come into the system, you're going to get a complete real-time P&L statement. You're going to be able to see key performance indicators that are standard out of the box to see your incurred costs, forecasted charges based on billing schedules or based on revenue recognition. You're going to be able to see what's recognized today, what's going to be recognized. You're also able to monitor your timeline completely with a Gantt chart. I'm going to go ahead and zoom to fit this, and you could see quickly, you could highlight the critical path, which is showing you that you must meet these milestones at any particular point in time. As I hover over, you can see the information that's provided to you. The point of this is that I'm always going to have the 100% visibility into who's working on what, right within a timeline, what's critical, where are my milestones, and ultimately what's been invoiced to date, right? Then I'm going to be able to monitor all of my task management as well as any resource allocations that have been done on this particular job. Now, the last function of this is once you have your projects out there, obviously you're going to staff your project with resources. They're going to be notified. Maybe you're staffing it generically and a resource manager is assigning specific resources. NetSuite's capable of handling all of that. But then you're going to be able to enter all of your timesheets as well as your expense reports right within the tool and mobily, so that full transparency 100% of the time, you're going to have the real-time analytics. So just moving back. That concludes the demonstration for today. The last thing that I would point out is just that NetSuite is trusted by companies throughout the industry, and we have a long breadth of industries that are currently being very successful in the NetSuite solution. Thank you, and have a great day.